The Shopify Oberlo app is shutting down. Is Shopify dropshipping finally dead? Let's find out. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. If you're brand new here and we don't know each other, my name's Kerry. I'm the founder of Shirt School, and I created this channel to bring you the best strategies, secrets, and hacks to grow your online t-shirt, apparel, or print-on-demand business. News recently broke that Shopify is shutting down Oberlo, which is an app that they own for drop shipping that basically connects you as the seller up to AliExpress and helps you fulfill the orders more automated than if you were going to AliExpress to actually do each order individually. Now, Oberlo is probably the biggest dropshipping app. It's been around for a really long time. And this is kind of shocking news for the dropshipping community. Why would Shopify shut down Oberlo? What is going on here? And in my opinion, they're really disguising it to make themselves look like it's a positive thing. And I'm not really sure that's the case. So that really begs the question, is this kind of the beginning of the end for drop shipping? Why would they shut down this huge drop shipping tool and drop shipping app? We're going to do our best to unpack that in this video. So here's the official news from Oberlo on their website. It says Oberlo drop shipping app is shutting down on June 15th, 2022. After this date, you won't be able to access your Oberlo account. If you wish to continue drop shipping, please either automatically migrate your historical data from Oberlo to the DSers app, which we'll talk a little bit more about, using our migration tool, or manually migrate to any other dropshipping app. So after June 15th, if you are dropshipping with Oberlo, you're going to need to either migrate to DSers or find a new app to continue dropshipping, because after that date, if you don't migrate, you won't be able to access your account any longer. All right, so why is the Oberlo app shutting down? Shopify's top priority is doing what is in the best interests of merchants. We are sunsetting Oberlo on June 15th, 2022, and transitioning how we enable dropshipping to a more optimal solution developed by a trusted Shopify partner, DSers. The product deprecation, which is a routine occurrence, is in pursuit of providing merchants with the best solutions to reach their customers wherever they are. So as you can see, Shopify using kind of some slick language here. The word sunset really just means shutting down, and they're saying that they're doing it for merchants. And one thing that I would point out here is, from what I've gathered, DSers is a little bit better solution. It's a little bit better app. They're a little, they're widely used. And so maybe Shopify just saw that they couldn't really compete with, a really great app like DSers. And so they decided to partner up with them and transfer their users over to DSers. Maybe that's the case, but I think it's really interesting because Oberlo was really a gateway for especially beginners to really get into drop shipping. It made this whole process a lot easier. Back before things like Oberlo, you had to sell the product on your website, manually do all the listings, and then you had to manually go to AliExpress every single order, enter the customer's information, enter all your information, do all that stuff. It took a really long time, and a lot of drop shippers would even, hire VAs that would do all this for them. And I mean, it was pretty complicated. So Oberlo made it so much easier to find winning products and then also to fulfill your orders. And it's just really interesting with them being so big, why they would really shut this app down. Another thing I want to point out here, when is the last day that I can create a new account and install the Oberlo app? And that was May 11, 2022. They have actually removed it from the Shopify App Store. I mean, it's completely gone. What I think is really interesting is, as we look at DSers, which they kind of specialize in drop shipping for AliExpress, the fact that Shopify is really trying to push their users of Oberlo over to DSers is interesting to me, and mainly for the reason that DSers is not just a Shopify solution. You can see they work with WooCommerce and Wix as well. Now, I would think that if Shopify was interested in maybe buying DSers, or if they're pushing their users over there, that they would probably push them to a Shopify only app. Why would you want to expose your users to these other platforms? I'm not really sure what the reasoning for that is. And just to give you my thoughts on it, I think, Shopify wants to get out of the dropshipping game. Maybe that's a possibility. And, I want to give you some opinions on kind of where dropshipping is at and just where I think things are going, in 2022 in today's world. But this is an interesting move. It looks to me like either Shopify was losing money, or there were too many headaches with Oberlo, and specifically with the Oberlo app and the experience there. Maybe it was a bad enough experience for users that they felt like they needed to exit. But it looks to me like Shopify wants to get out of the drop shipping game. And I think that's interesting because I think it brings up the question, well, what do they want to get into, or what's next? And that's what I want to talk about a little bit more. Are you looking to start up a Shopify print-on-demand store and you just need some additional help? If so, I want to invite you to download my free 13-step Shopify store build cheat sheet. And you can do that by going over to shirtschool.com/cheatsheet. We'll put that link down in the description. It's completely free and it'll just help you make sure you go through all the steps to make sure your store is ready to launch before you put it out there in the world. So go give that a try. I did a quick YouTube search for dropshipping 2022 and then also just dropshipping. And this is not to hate on anybody. I love all my fellow YouTubers out there, but I think it's interesting to kind of examine the people that are talking about dropshipping on YouTube as we kind of scroll through these accounts and these videos and just kind of observing these people, right? As we go to dropshipping, we see some of the same people, but also some different names coming up. You know, I think with the exception of a few people, they have kind of a similar look. They're very young. They, they're very flashy. They fall into this like showing off their money, showing off their possessions. You know, they have a certain vibe about them. And I think drop shipping has always had that kind of stigma on it, is the gurus, the Lamborghinis, the money, and a lot of fake gurus, if you will. I'm not putting these guys into that category. I don't know them personally, so I don't want to dog on them. But I definitely think you can judge for yourself what is the vibe of drop shipping. And so I think it's interesting to compare and contrast that with the community that I'm more a part of, which is print on demand, apparel, and that community. Because if you look at some of the guys in that category that are making content, I'd say the majority, they're more kind of like me, right? They're dads. They're a little more maybe further along in business or a little more entrepreneurial in general, and not just looking for the quick kind of overnight whatever of drop shipping or the flash of drop shipping, right? We're looking to create a more legit business. And I think print on demand as opposed to drop shipping, which print on demand really is just drop shipping for custom merchandise and apparel. But there are so many more advantages that make it kind of that next tier up of the drop shipping model. And that's maybe why you see a different type of person kind of putting out content and teaching that, like myself, my friends Joe Robert and Charles Smith, and even Shimmy Morris. Like we're a little more, I guess it's a little bit older, maybe a little more wise, maybe a little more experienced. I'll leave that to you to be the judge. But I've tried drop shipping. I've put in numerous hours and tried different businesses that do the kind of the old school Shopify dropshipping model. It's very tough. It's a very bad customer experience. And that's why I got out of it, because it just wasn't for me. I wanted to provide a better product for my customers. So I show this kind of the comparing the dropshipping crowd versus the print on demand apparel, custom merchandise crowd, to kind of bring up this point that maybe Shopify is moving towards the more of the print on demand model rather than the drop shipping from China model. There are so many reasons for that, right? Super quick shipping with print on demand, right? Higher quality products, less fulfillment headaches and less fulfillment issues for customers. And maybe I personally think Shopify wants to encourage their new merchants to maybe go a different route as opposed to drop shipping. If you think about Shopify's goals, Shopify wants to bring on new online e-commerce sellers, right? And if they're pushing new e-commerce sellers to a business model that doesn't really work very well logistically and is difficult and has a lot of logistical and fulfillment issues from China and all that kind of stuff, they're going to have a lot of users canceling and not, getting sales. And if users are not getting sales and not using their stores, it's bad for Shopify. They want long-term sellers that are having success on their platform. And I think leading them towards print on demand gives them a much better opportunity to make money and to have long-term success with their Shopify store. So, and I want to validate that a little bit because I recently went to dinner with a print on demand company. I talked to their CEO. I went to dinner with them in Vegas. And, I don't want to share who that was, but because I don't want to speak for them, But they had these similar thoughts that they think Shopify is maybe pushing merchants away from drop shipping. And that's one of the reasons they're shutting down Oberlo. And they want to lead more people towards print on demand. And I think what we might see is we might see print on demand really blowing up even more. It's already a huge business opportunity, but blowing up even more in the coming months, in the coming years, if Shopify wants to move into the print on demand game. Maybe Shopify buys a print on demand company and has their own print on demand solution. I think this is going to be really interesting as we move forward to see, number one, what happens with the old school China drop shipping, AliExpress, see what Shopify does, and see what the future is for print on demand and custom merchandise. I want to wrap this video up by just talking about, is drop shipping dead? Does this mean the end of drop shipping? And the answer, in my opinion, is no. Now, drop shipping just as a business model, it simply means that I can sell products and not have to fulfill them. Somebody else is going to fulfill them. That doesn't mean it's AliExpress. That doesn't even mean it's print on demand. That is just a business model. Now, to the customer, they never know if you're drop shipping or not. There might be some things that give it away if you're drop shipping from China, but the customer never knows, right? And so I think the business model of just drop shipping products or not having to fulfill your own products will only continue to grow in the coming years. It's only going to continue to be more common, right? Because it's not about China. It's not about AliExpress. It's about that business model. And print on demand, as I said, is a type of drop shipping. So drop shipping is definitely not dead. But I will say AliExpress, China drop shipping, the old school model that was made popular, 6, 7, 8 years ago or longer, might be coming to an end. And I think it has been a slow decline over the years that I've been involved in Shopify and drop shipping. And it feels like it might be time to put it to bed. If you enjoyed this video today, please do me a huge favor. Just take 1 second and hit the like button. Then also make sure you subscribe to the channel because you want to see more videos, and hit the bell icon. That way you get notified when new videos drops. See you next week.